Hello everybody, we meet again. This time we are trying to do important things. We are trying to develop an application core based on NTier architecture, and things are going to be interesting in the next tutorials. I can smell it. Okay. What is important to know is that we will have three important layers. We'll got data access layer, which will directly access data. We'll write data back. We'll read it, basically CURUD operations. We'll have the business logic layer, in which we will make validations and checks, and we'll see in the future. And we will have the user interface layer, which will be built on the WPF code, and will represent the final application controls that will be visible to the end user. So right now, as you can see, I have an empty solution called NTier, because this is, as you could have maybe you read in a previous post, will be the new application I'm designing, not another invoice application. And as you can see here, I have a folder and I have an empty solution into it. So let's begin by creating the layers I talked about 2 minutes ago. Each layer will be represented by a project of its own type. So we'll just add a new project. First we will make the data access layer, which will be a class library project, and we'll name it NTier DAL. Okay, as you can see, it's in here. Then we will add another new project, which will be business logic layer, another class library project. Okay, now we have two. Let me just close this. We'll create the user interface, which will be a WPF application. Okay, 3 until now. And of course we will have another project for entities, another class library, EF, entity framework. Okay, so now we have this for project, plus in here we will create a new folder, NTier DB database, in which I will try to copy this here, which will be this is a pretty simple SQL compact edition database, and in it is the table users that we will use for this example. This being done, we can get back to the project. As I said, this individual project will represent the layers of the application, so we must make them communicate. And for this we need to create some references. First we'll start with the business logic layer. We'll add a reference, and it will need to have a reference to data access layer and to the entities. Okay. Data access layer must reference the entities, again, and the user interface must connect directly to the business logic layer and the entities. Remember, the user interface must not communicate with data access layer, no matter what. Okay, now we got the references created. In the entities project, we must create an entity data model. Let's just add a new item. Let me just resize this. Okay, new entity model. This will ask us our name. We'll just name it NTier entity model. Next, it will ask us we will make it from a database. We'll just create a new connection to our database file. Okay, it will be here, NTier DB. Okay, test connection succeeded. Okay, now as you can see here, the connection string is a little different. It still has the provider and the connection string as used to be, but in plus it has these new metadata, which I recommend you to read what means each one of them. Here we will get all the tables. I've got users, user right, user groups and companies. I'll select them all and I will try to finish it. Oops, this is a little too much to see. Okay, as you can see, we are interested in what I want to achieve in this tutorial is to create a login screen where the end user enters its username, and we must check to see if in database we have that username, and for that just display a message username correct or no such user exists.